What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Campus and Pro. And in today's video, we're going to be predicting our week 1 predictions for college football. And our game of the week this week is Texas at Ohio State. The number 1 ranked Longhorns take on the number 3 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. A rematch of the 2024 college football playoff semifinal where Ohio State beat Texas 28-14 on the final drive, where Jack Sawyer stripped Quinn Ewers in a very memorable play. But this time, Texas has Arch Manning. They gave him the keys this season, along with Julian Sayin, leading the Buckeyes. The rematch and quarterback storylines are critical in this game. All right, Preston, I'll let you take it away.
It's a big time matchup. Big time noon, 11 for us at least.
Love
College game
here.
day. It's the boy Lee's. It's his last ride. But Ohio State is getting into this game as a 2.5 point favorite. And it's supposed to be a really close game. And honestly, I think it's going to be very, very close. And this is going to be a setting stone for the playoffs this year. And in history, the series is tied 2-2, but someone will take the edge this in Columbus this Saturday. And especially for Texas, if Colin Simmons can lead that defense, which I think he will. I don't know if you saw his little Instagram post, but he was waiting for Ohio
He
State to name a
posted
starter.
wasn't the quarterbacks? Yeah.
Yeah, and then they named Julian Saint the starter, and he's like, looks like I'm gonna have to sack him. But also for Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith, he can just take over this game in an instant. But on the other hand, it's the same thing for Texas because Arch Manning, with his running ability on top of his throwing ability, he's such a dynamic player. And they have dynamic receivers like Ryan Wingo. He's gonna be a stud this year. He's gonna have a breakout year this year. And he's gonna show people how good he really is. But for me, I'm taking the Longhorns in this one. They're gonna start the season as 1-0. They're gonna go into Columbus and pull off the win.
Wow, that's bold. Going off what you said, Colin Simmons, Caleb Downs, definitely some big time players. And then Jeremiah Smith, obviously, dark horse for Heisman. Not even a dark horse, but yeah, no, he's a great receiver. But yeah, like you were saying, he could definitely take over this game. I'm definitely intrigued to see how Arch Manning is going to play. This is his first real season as a starter, so we'll see
Same
how
with
he does.
same.
Yeah. So I think obviously Texas will have the quarterback play here. I think the overall they'll have the better quarterback. But I don't know. Being at home for Ohio State on the road for Texas to start the year, it's gonna be a hard game for Arch Manning to I think get in a groove to start the game. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I don't know what the over under is on this, but I can't see I think it'll be low scoring. But I think I'm gonna take the Buckeyes in this game. I think
I
it's
mean,
gonna be a really close game,
they
but
were your
I
number 1 team.
they were my number 1 team. And I do think they're gonna outlast Texas in a close game.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, going into our next game. Our next game is number 4 Clemson at number 9 LSU. This is a huge top 10 matchup that could have major playoff implications later in the year. We have two top QBs in Cade Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier, who are really making the push for a case for the NFL this year. And they're building off what they did last season, trying to improve and fix up some things and lead their teams to the playoffs and ultimately a national championship. All right, Aiden, what do you guys say?
Clemson is favored by 3.5 in this game, actually, signaling it's going to be a close game, obviously. LSU leads the series 3-1, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Both
Hmm.
teams added big talent in the transfer portal this offseason. Yeah, we talked about this earlier about Clemson adding players finally. And then obviously, I think LSU had the best transfer class. So I
Yeah, I
do think
mean
this
they
could
got
be,
like I mean they got Nick Anderson from Oklahoma, which he was already a stud, but adding him to LSU in that offense is it's gonna be dynamic.
yeah, and this game is at LSU. I don't know. It's gonna definitely gonna be a close game. Do you know what time it's at?
I would assume it's at night. It's either night or at 3:30.
Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a really big game. I don't know. I'm really intrigued about quarterback battle here. Both are great quarterbacks, but I do think Garrett is a slightly better quarterback than Cade right now. And I think I have more trust right now in LSU than Clemson I do on the road. I mean, I think Clemson's gonna be a very talented football team. Definitely gonna win the ACC, but I don't think they're gonna take down LSU to start off the season.
Well, I'm also taking Clemson in this game because I think they have a better all-around team. As a LSU, they have some great defensive players too, but I think when you get into the interior, they're not as good. But Clemson, on the other hand, they have TJ Parker and Peter Woods, which they are going to lead that defense, and it's going to be a top 5 defense this year. And they're probably going to have a top 5 offense and defense on both sides of the ball. And especially on offense, the receiver Antonio Williams, he's gonna have a great year this year if Cade throwing him the ball, and he's gonna do great things. He's gonna be in contention for one of the top receivers in the nation this year. So yeah, I'm taking Clemson in this one.
Okay, we've been opposite on our last two picks. Interesting. Let's see who's better.
Hey man, we'll see.
Our next game, Notre Dame, number six Notre Dame at number 10 Miami. This is definitely a bet. But anyways, we're gonna see if Carson Beck can bounce back after that season he had last year, and we'll see how Notre Dame can do without Riley Leonard leading the way. Definitely a letdown for them last season for Notre Dame, but the line is Notre Dame minus 2.5, and Notre Dame leads the series all time 18-8. What do you got, Preston?
They do lead the series all time 18-8, but Notre Dame hasn't won a true road game in Miami since 1977, which I mean, fair, I guess. But for me, with Notre Dame, they have a very young quarterback in CJ Carr who just won the quarterback battle this year, and he really needs to prove himself to everyone this year. But the good thing for him is he is surrounded by talent and power back, great player, Heisman candidate probably, Jeremiah Love.
Oh,
And receiver Jaden Greathouse, he was amazing in the national championship last year. He goes a little unnoticed because they lost, but it happens. But at Notre Dame, if they can control the trenches and run the ball extremely well, then keeps the game on the ground, then they have a very good chance at winning this game. So for that reason, I'm taking Notre Dame.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. I'm gonna take Notre Dame in this game as well. I think if Notre Dame plays their style of ball, Jeremiah Love gets going early, I can see this being a pretty fairly lopsided game. I'm not very high on Miami this year. With all due respect, Carson Beck, I'm not really sold on him. He's a college quarterback. I don't think he's gonna make the NFL. So I do think Notre Dame should win this game. Miami might keep it close for a little bit, but I can see Notre Dame winning this game pretty easily. Eh,
And they have the better coach
Oh
amongst them,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then
and he's a good looking dude.
you're okay. But what were you saying about they haven't won on the road since 1977? Miami, like they have no home field advantage there, bro. It's bad.
I know,
It's not a real
but
fan base.
it's crazy. But who knows? This is a new Miami team from the past few years. They're getting talent left and right now. They're
The
getting all.
NIL.
I mean, all they're doing is getting the transfer quarterbacks now, and just calling it a day. Really,
Yeah, literally for 1 year, right? I don't know.
one year rental. I mean, but hey, worked out for them last year. But we'll see how this Carson Beck one goes. But yeah, we're taking Notre Dame in this one. All right, our next game is number 8, Alabama versus the Florida State Seminoles. Alabama, they have a 23 game win streak in season openers, and they dominate non-conference games early typically. This season openers seem to basically get the tide rolling and get ready for the SEC play this year. You take over.
Sorry, it's off topic, but did you see they canceled their home and home with West Virginia after they
Oh,
announced the new SEC format?
yeah, I
And they
did.
scheduled East Carolina instead. Like, all right,
Hey, East Carolina has a great color scheme.
right. Anyways,
The
Alabama,
Pirates, baby.
Alabama, they're heavy favorites in this. The spread's at 13.5. It's changed a little from 12.5 to 13. The over-under is actually 50 in this game, 50.5.
Yeah, Alabama might drop like 40.
Yeah. Keep it blunt, Florida State sucked last year. What were they, 2-10? And they're gonna try to bounce back under their new quarterback. I think he transferred in from where, Boston College.
Yep,
Um,
he was a stud at Boston College though.
and making TikToks in the locker room. We'll see how that goes. But can Ty Simpson prove
Work.
himself? Do you think Ty Simpson can prove himself this year?
I feel like on Alabama he can. If Alabama plays Alabama football, then he definitely can be suitable. Because over years we've seen Alabama win with the Ty Simpson kind of quarterback. If you know what I mean, a little white guy handing it off, running around.
Matt Jones.
Yeah, but also for Alabama in this
Matt
week,
Jones.
Jam Miller's hurt. So that's a big thing, but it's gonna be a big running back by committee this week. But if Alabama can get rolling, then I don't think it's gonna be a close game at all. I think the Tide takes this. Not to mention they also have Ryan Williams, which
Ryan
like
Williams
Jeremy
is a
Smith,
stud.
he could be a Heisman. He could be a Heisman guy if he really gets going and Ty Simpson can get in the ball. But yeah, I'm taking Bama in this one.
I think we're both gonna take Bama in this, but how much do you have Bama winning by?
At least 3 touchdowns.
I'm gonna say like, I'm gonna go like 28-17. I think Florida State might keep it a little interesting. We'll see
Well,
though.
one interesting thing about this game is Florida State. The game's sold out.
They always sell out. They got a great fan base.
I
They
know,
really
but
do.
they're they're
They're
coming.
excited. Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting
I mean,
game.
after going 2-10, they gotta do everything to get people excited.
Absolutely. Yeah, they got to
They're,
do something.
they're very disappointing last year.
All right, TCU versus North Carolina. Bill Belichick's debut. And TCU, they're building off of Sonny Dykes. We had the national championship run a couple years ago, while UNC trying to prove themselves under Bill Belichick. TCU opens as 3.5 point favorites. How you feeling about
Mm.
this one?
I'm feeling solid on this. Like, I think North Carolina, I feel like they're not going to be a bad team by any means. They'll be a solid team, but I don't think they're going to be a great team and make a playoff run or I don't think they're going to become close to win the ACC either. It's going to be a big transition to Bill Belichick with all the transfers they have coming in. They have to get used to the Bill Belichick scheme, have to buy into the process. But for TCU, they have won 10 straight home openers as favorites, or 10 road openers as favorites. And Josh Hoover, he was a stud last year. He had a record-setting 2024 season with 3,900 yards and 27 touchdowns. And he's really showing that he can lead the offense and be a pivotal point in this team. And for that reason, I'm taking the Horned Frogs in this one.
I did not realize Hoover almost had 4,000 passing yards last season. Wow. Yeah, TCU, they have an electric offense. I'm not gonna lie to you, as much as I despise the Horned Frogs. They have a really good offense. I'll give them that. And I'm just not really confident in North Carolina yet. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna take a couple years for them to build. They're not gonna be good immediately. But I can see North Carolina keeping this game close, but ultimately I think I'm gonna take the Horned Frogs in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, no good. I mean, for me, I can definitely see North Carolina being a top 25 team when it's all said and done this year. But I don't think they're gonna make a playoff run. I think they're gonna be like an 8-4 kind of team, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean the ACC is not too competitive, so I can see them winning few
Hmm.
games, maybe 7-5, 8-4 around there.
All right, Aiden. This is
Ah,
your game of the week right here.
this is literally my game of the week.
We have
Sit up.
Auburn versus Baylor.
Yes,
Let
we
me hear
do.
it. Let me hear it all.
All right, Baylor, finished season 8-4, lost to LSU, won six in a row. Auburn finished last season 5-7. Okay, this game, man, this game is so interesting. Okay, so Baylor's down Pendergrass, that's a big loss. We actually without our starting safety too,
But
Carl
you know
Williams.
what? Who's Auburn's quarterback? They said they're running 3 quarterbacks.
Okay, we know it's gonna be Jackson Arnold, but this is a big part of the game. It's like, what Jackson Arnold do we see? If Jackson Arnold can get going, he gets confident in this game, Baylor's gonna have a tough time winning this. But if Baylor can get to Jackson Arnold and pressure him, I think Baylor can win this game. But if Auburn establishes their run game, Baylor's done for because Baylor secondary is not
Yep.
going to keep up with Auburn. They're not going to keep up with Eric Is it Eric Singleton? And then Cam Coleman. They're going to fry Baylor's corners. I'll tell you that right now. Our secondary sucked last year. I mean, we got some good transfers, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to hold these receivers. So if Auburn can establish their run game, Baylor's in trouble in this game. But if Baylor can hold and stop that rush, and Baylor gets their passing game going, Baylor gets us some stops on defense, Baylor can win this game. This game is as a Baylor fan, I really do want to pick Baylor, and I'm trying to like not be biased. It's just such a hard game to pick. So I'm gonna let you go first, actually. I'll let you talk about this a little bit too.
Well, in the past video, I made a statement that Auburn's gonna win 41-14. And you know what?
Are you
War
staying with
Eagles
it?
standing by it.
Or
41
damn Eagles.
to 14. Give me Auburn.
As a Baylor fan, the moment's too big. We got the drone show, we got the chrome helmets coming out, got a flyover, sold out game,
Doing all of this for a 5-7 team.
blackout game. It's
All all
Baylor.
of all of this for a under the bottom SEC
I've
team.
seen this my whole life. Baylor folds under pressure. But it is not happening on Friday. Give me Baylor 28-17. Sickle Bears.
I think your statement that Baylor always folds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a few years ago, I was at a Baylor game versus Houston. Baylor was up huge, but the
Talking
game
about
ended up going to overtime,
talking about
and
the three and
Houston.
nine season. When they walked it
But
off at a 2 point.
but y'all
Yeah,
were up big, and Houston walked it off.
we were.
So
That was a bad year. But
But
I don't know, a
yeah,
lot of hype for this game. I'm definitely really excited. I'll be there, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that concludes today's episode of our week one predictions. Hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. And thank you guys.